What is going on out there, peeps? So there's a lot of movement happening. There really is. All right, I made some announcements on the Iraqi dinar. I'll repeat them here just in case there are individuals who only invest in the Vietnam dong and not the Iraqi dinar. All right, it's definitely crazy, but we will cover that right now. All right. So let me just cover a couple of things real quick. One is, thank you. I want to thank you for this. Yesterday, I started talking about money metals exchange. Since yesterday, it's now over $256,000 of gold and silver purchases. Okay? It's crazy. When I first sent everybody, when I first talked about it, everybody jumped over to the over to AmpMix. We bought $110,000 worth of silver and gold, and I got nothing for it. So at least I came out and confessed, look, Money Metal Exchange is willing to work with me. They're willing to give me something for sending people over to them. And so I did. I had no idea that you guys would do so much. Over $256,000 in sales just since yesterday. So they'll send me about 56 ounces of silver. And I just want to say to you, thank you. I'm grateful for that. So for those of you who have not done this yet, if you call this number right here, 800-800-1865, if you call that to order silver, just for becoming a customer, they send me an automatic 1 ounce silver coin. I appreciate that. But if you tell them Pimpy's investment chat, the Pimpy sent you, or Pimpy's investment chat, just so you're aware, just for saying that when you do your purchase, in addition to your purchase, you will receive a free Paul Revere half-ounce silver round. It's free silver. It's free. Nobody else is doing that right now. It's a free half-ounce of silver. Don't get me wrong. It's not like you're going to be, well, who knows? But it's not like you're going to be rich off it. But the point is, it's free. And where I'm anticipating silver going, if you look at the national debt clock, and let's just say it's accurate, and we do the gold standard, and silver does go up to $3,000 an ounce, that means that little half ounce that you got for free, just for saying Pimpy sent me or Pimpy's investment chat, might literally be worth $1,500. Now, don't go around going, Pimpy said this is what it's going to be. I'm just saying, just in case. I wanted to throw that out there as a thought. Anyways, real quick before we get into what's going on with the Vietnam dong and I get into some very interesting details, I want to remind everybody we have Pimpy's investment chat. It's the same name as the YouTube channel. In here, we do talk about the Vietnam dong, Iraqi dinar, other foreign currency investments, as well as gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies. Please come join us. It's free to do so, and a link is in the description. The Hidden Things in Front of Your Eyes is another Facebook group that we got, but this is different. This is dealing with current events, as some things are politically driven, as well as those things that you might consider to be conspiracy, 9/11, false flag events, those types of things. So come and join us. It's free. I will leave a link in the description. One other thing I want to mention. On Sunday, I reached 21,000 subscribers. This morning when I woke up, I had 21,227 subscribers. I know it has a lot to do with this particular video right here and this man, Charles Ward. I literally went up over 1,000 new subscribers just since this morning. So this gives me an opportunity to say to you, thank you. Again, I'm always appreciative of all the people that subscribe to my channel. I'm humbled by this experience and I am grateful. I never expected this. I've only been doing this since November and already I'm at 22,800 subscribers. I wanted to say thank you. Let's get into what's going on in Vietnam, man. So MSR changes name to go global. I told you what's going on in Vietnam is not the same situation as what's going on in Iraq. Vietnam is different. What we're looking for when it comes to Vietnam is expansion internationally, growth economically in their country, okay? That's what we're looking for. It strengthens their currency. So let's get into this. Shareholders of Masons Resources, which is MSR, approved the number of proposals in its annual general meeting in HCM City on Monday, including a change in the company's name to Masons High Tech Materials as part of a strategy to go global and take its business to the next level and provide high tech and innovative solutions to global customers. Okay, so look, I told you guys when we talk about both Vietnam and Iraqi dinar, these are two countries that I'm also looking into. Not only am I doing short-term investments, but I'm also doing long-term investments. This is why I share these with you, just in case you do want to do something besides just, hey, I bought the currency, I made a lot of money, and then become one of the 86%. If you're new to this and you don't know what that means, it's an article which we read, which people became wealthy off of the Kuwait dinar when it changed in value. Most of those people became flat broke within 5 months. They are 86% of the newly created millionaires. So what I'm saying to people is don't become one of those 86%. Don't do that. I'm trying to point out things that should help you long term and avoid being one of those 86%. That's why I read these articles about what's going on with other businesses, what's going on in the economy, businesses specifically, in case you are interested in investing in them, okay? So this is one of them. The shareholders and the company you're looking for on the Vietnam, which is the Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange, the ticker is MSR. So they're changing their name so they can go globally. So Danny Lay, chairman of the board of Masons Resources, said last year that this company's net value was down 31%, okay, which is $201 million due to the challenging business environment. Weakening global demand on a slowdown of the global manufacturing compounded the trade war between China and the U.S., resulted in a year of lower prices for all of its commodities. So one of the countries that benefited from the trade war was Vietnam. We know this. Average price for the year of all of these things listed here is down 22%, 3%, 8%, and 32%. Okay, so despite the difficulties, MSR maintains its throughput in the mineral processing facilities at 3.78 million tons, down just only 2.8% from 2008's record of 3.89 million tons. Now look at, okay, so one of the things that the United States was pissed off about China having to rely on them was these rare earth minerals. So we're finding out that, guess what? Vietnam has them too. So you're going to see companies like this shoot up because we are going to move over there. Because of the Rona pandemic, a lot of countries are pulling out of China and moving over into Vietnam. That's what we're looking for. One of the companies to think about is MSR. I just wanted to share that. A promising future for Vietnam after the Rona. Just a quickie. You already guys mostly know about this. With the increasingly open business environment and continuing international integration, Vietnam has long been regarded as a promising destination for foreign investments. I brought this up at least a zillion times. Its recent success in containing and combating the Rona with just 355 cases and no deaths. And just so you know, they haven't had any new cases in over 2 months, almost 3 months now. In our recent survey of over 200 readers, an incredible 87.2% of the respondents said they agreed or strongly agreed with the statement that Vietnam is a more promising investment destination. Many will be awaiting for the resumption of flights for the tourism sector to recover. However, this suggested investors will be making their own plans to touch down in Vietnam. I'm one of them. I told you they relaxed the laws and restrictions on foreigners owning beachfront property for tourism attraction. I can't help it. It looks like a beautiful place, and I do believe it's going to be one of the biggest destinations, and besides Iraq, by the way, but Vietnam mostly because it's a lot more safer to go to Vietnam at the moment. But it's something I'm looking at. I've been deeply looking at this, and I share this with you guys. I don't hide that fact. As usual, I'll leave a link to all the articles so you guys can come here and check this out. Agriculture Ministry bullish on export targets despite the Rona. So, through export turnovers of agriculture products in the first half of the year fell just 3.4% from the same period of 2019. Leaders of the industry still hope to meet the targets for the year set before the Rona. You can't have that confidence unless you already know what's going on. For those of you guys probably heard me say this a million times, and that is Vietnam was fine. They were up and running and everybody was going to work, but they couldn't do any real businesses with other countries because most of the countries were shut down due to the Rona. So at no fault of their own, this affected slightly Vietnam. But now that we're trying to come out of the Rona pandemic quarantine lockdown, they're going to see huge jumps. So they're thinking that they will meet their targets before the end of the year. I'm going to agree with that and say they are. Ministry of Agriculture, Rural Development told a conference on the agriculture industry that Hanoi on Monday that export turnovers in the first 6 months was estimated to be 18.81 billion. That's US dollars, more than 3% lower than the same time last year due to the pandemic. We're only talking 3%. It will make up that. However, said the export turnover in the first half decreased. The ministry was still determined to reach the target of the total export turnover of 41 billion for 2020. And I agree. As soon as we come out of whatever the hell this hell is that they're putting us in, all these things are being held down. It's like holding a ball under the water. Eventually, it's just going to pop up. Vietnam and Iraq, in my opinion, are not only short-term investments, but they are long-term investments for me as well. This is why I bring you this information. All right? So, anyways, if you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so because it helps out the channel. And when you do, I surely do appreciate it. And once again, I want to thank all y'all for this huge jump in subscriptions, as well as, holy smokes, when it comes to gold and silver purchases. All right? I'll catch you later. Bye.